Hello, everyone. Welcome to Breakfast All Day. Christy and Alonso for one of our midweek arrivals, appearances, discussions, what have you.
Yes.
And, because there's news just never stops. And so Christy is writing it all down and getting it ready for us to dig into it every so often. And let's just do that.
With a pad and a pen. I actually write things down. I do write things down like an old person.
Reporter style.
Indeed. So we've got some news for you. We're going to do a little discussion about the best Batmen. Everyone's got an opinion on this. And so we're going to go through that. And then our great friend Kyle Buchanan is going to join us later on to discuss his fantastic new book about Mad Max Fury Road, which is a juicy and breezy read.
Yes.
So we'll talk about all that. But starting out with news, it is indeed Batman week. The Batman. He has a definite article. He's not just any Batman. He is the Batman. The embargo lifted on reviews for the Robert Pattinson Batman just yesterday morning, and they're pretty much raves. It's at like 87% on the tomato meter. Katie Walsh and I did a review that came out yesterday. We'll put a little link to that down there. You can check that out if you have not already. And it's getting really good reviews. It's a whole lot of movie.
And that's y'all did a non-spoiler review, right?
Non-spoiler, yes. At some point we will spoil, but we figure we want to give some folks just to whet their appetite. But
Certainly.
But the Cliff's Notes version is we both really liked it. It is beautiful and gritty and kind of not even a superhero movie. It's kind of like a 70s gritty New York crime drama.
Okay.
Over the weekend, also SAG Awards took place, the Screen Actors Guild Awards, and Best Ensemble went to Coda, which is interesting. When Dave was filling in for you last week, Alonso, he kind of called it. He said he thought Coda would win because it's like the best use of the ensemble in the sense that each of them really truly matters and they all support each other. And so even though it's not the biggest movie in terms of its cast, it's, the most effective use of the ensemble.
Yeah. It's doing a lot of admirable things, certainly providing opportunities for, hearing impaired actors in a way that most movies don't. It is, if you like a sentimental favorite, Coda is literally that in terms of its storytelling. I love the fact that it's made the rap. I think Steve Pond wrote a piece about this has made the Oscar, projection really complicated now. I'm like, good, let's throw everything out the window. Let's stop reading the entrails of every single thing that leads up to the Oscars as though those things that lead up to the Oscars have no other purpose on earth. Let's just stop and say, yes, the SAG membership liked Coda.
Right. And they liked Troy Kotsur, who won supporting actor.
Yes.
And best actress went to Jessica Chastain in Eyes of Tammy Faye. Best actor went to Will Smith for King Richard. And supporting actress, Ariana DeBose just keeps driving toward Oscars. This is a thing, though, where I do believe that she will win. And that's going to be, all these are a good predictor of that in that regard.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not maybe the numbers that it used to be, but the actors branch of the Academy is a sizable one. And so, I mean, people who look to the SAG Award as a bellwether are not necessarily wrong, but at the same time, what wins Best Ensemble is not a lock for Best Picture by any means.
Oh no. It's like maybe 50% of the time the SAG Best Ensemble predicts the Best Picture Oscar. And like Power of the Dog, which will probably win the Best Picture Oscar, I would assume at this moment in time, wasn't even in Best Ensemble at the SAG Award. So It's apples and oranges. But something that we can look forward to is the hashtag Oscar fan favorite. Voting ends on Thursday. Make sure you get your vote in. They want to know what you think is the best movie. You the movie going public. Whoever does the Academy's Twitter feed put out an Oscar fan favorite leaderboard yesterday, and among the favorites are Army of the Dead, Cinderella, Dune, Malignant, Minamata. What the fuck is Minamata?
It's a Johnny Depp movie. Again, this is a reflection of who has an online army of fans. Minamata did open like in the last week or two. Katie Walsh reviewed it for us at the Wrap, but a very small release. I would garner to say that probably a few thousand people maybe have bought tickets to see that movie, but there is a very intense Johnny Depp army out there, as any journalist who has ever had to cover his recent travails knows all too well. So again, like I said, if there were a BTS documentary this year, that would be the shoe-in. It's all about who understands how these things work.
It's bizarre. So Minamata, Power of the Dog, Sing 2, Spider-Man No Way Home, Suicide Squad, and Tick Tick Boom. So some of those make sense as big crowd pleasing movies, and like the reason why they are doing this gimmicky fan favorite thing to get something like Spider-Man No Way Home mentioned during the Oscars.
Bodie McBoatface. Like this is, did you see the Bibbs went to town on this tweet the Academy put out of like, what's the best stand-up and cheer moment? And it was all these movies that had come out like after 1999. And this was like stand-up and cheer moment for like the entire history of cinema, which the Academy and their museum and their library seem to not go back into the previous century. And it's like, I guess the Marseillaise sequence in Casablanca can go kick rocks.
Right. Breaking away when they're all pedaling their bikes furiously. I want to cheer for them, but I can't because it was in the 70s.
Exactly.
Also, one more little award season thing. The Spirit Awards are this Sunday, March 7th.
Yes,
March 6th. Anyway, March 6th. If you want to go watch them, AMC Theatres are going to be playing them live at several locations. So go take a look near you. I'll see if we can find a link to that and we'll post that down there. But you want to go check out the fun and irreverence of the Spirit Awards. They're doing them in person again this year. Yes.
And you and I have attended in the past, and it is a fun show to see unfolding live. I think an edited version will pop up on IFC in a couple weeks or something, but if you want to see it as it plays out with Megan Mullally and Nick Offerman as the hosts, you can go check it out at AMC Theater in many different markets.
It's such a fun day. It's like my favorite day of the year. It's just loose and the movies are always great that get nominated, so that is out there for you. So speaking of awards movies, Power of the Dog is not Sam Elliott's favorite movie. Apparently he was on Mark Maron's podcast, and I'm not quite sure how this came up, but they got to talking about the Power of the Dog. And of course, Sam Elliott has this history of being this Western star, and he went off on it and he called it a piece of shit and was like, what the fuck is that? And basically was saying like, Jane Campion, she's from New Zealand. How can she make a movie about the American West? How can she shoot it in New Zealand and pretend that it's Montana? And it's funny because it's so vehement. His reaction is so profane and so vehement. Like every other word is fuck, which got me thinking about that line toward the end of Big Lebowski where he's sitting next to the dude and he's like, why you gotta curse so much? It's weird.
Has he ever had that rant about Sergio Leone? I doubt it. Look, I'm just gonna say I'm a fair to middling, at least, film critic and a terrible actor. And Sam Elliott is a great actor and a shitty film critic. Because it's this thing where I'm having flashbacks to Tony Curtis and Ernest Borgnine very loudly grousing about how they wouldn't even watch Brokeback Mountain when that was a Best Picture nominee because how John Ford would never ask Maureen O'Hara, but nonetheless it's like that this thing where like I've been in Westerns and thus I know the history of the American West. It boggles the mind. So it's like, Sam Elliott, I have great respect for you as a thespian, but sit the fuck down on this one because you don't know what you're talking about.
It's very strange. And then the Netflix film Twitter feed kind of clapped back on him in a way that was very clever. They subtweeted him in a very bitchy way that I enjoyed. So Ukraine, we've got a little Ukraine update. So Disney and Paramount now are both saying that they are going to halt their theatrical releases in Russia.
Sony as well.
Ukraine. Oh, did they say that today too?
Yeah, they said no Morbius for you, Russia.
Yeah, I mean, like they're gonna withhold the Buzz Lightyear prequel from Russia, and that'll show them. So so Paramount has The Lost City coming out, so that is something that will not come out in Russia. So
Warner House has The Batman, and Disney they were going to release Turning Red theatrically over there, but no.
Yes, Turning Red is going to be out on Disney Plus here, but I guess it was going to be out theatrically there, but yet. So there you go. You cannot watch it. Neil Diamond has sold his entire songwriting catalog. So many big artists have been doing this in the last year or so as they get into their 70s or 80s. And so he has sold his entire songwriting catalog to Universal Music. Bruce Springsteen has done this recently. Neil Young, Stevie Nicks.
Get paid. Get paid.
Get your money. Some good news for you. Lisa Bonet and Jason Momoa are working on their marriage. They're trying to make it work. They had announced recently that they were divorcing, and now they're supposedly living together and trying to make it work. So it gives me hope. People as beautiful as they are can make it work. There's hope for all of us.
Good things for those kids. Absolutely.
Yes.
Good luck, y'all.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, listen, thank you guys for watching and joining us on a Tuesday. We always appreciate it. Subscribe, like, do all the things. Follow us at BeFastAllDay on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and check out our Patreon at patreon.com/BeFastAllDay. We got Gilded Age, we got Pam and Tommy, and we're about to dig into The Dropout, starring Amanda Seyfried over on Hulu. So that's going to be a blast. Anyway, all good stuff. Check that out. Patreon.com/BeFastAllDay. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.